Grow Disrupt has had massive growth over the past couple of years. One of the biggest tools in my tool belt that has helped me with managing my sanity and the sanity of my team, keeping them engaged and me engaged as we've gone through some serious growing pains, is the concept of the energy advantage. And it's been a while since I've broken it out, so wanted to share it here with you today. So let's talk about this energy advantage concept. So the energy advantage stems from this idea that there are things that you do that juice you up, that energize you, that drive you forward. And in an ideal world, these are the things that you would do all the time. And the reason this matters is because we have learned over the past few years that time is no longer our most valued resource. See, this is a really interesting one because a while ago, we actually used to think that time was the most valuable resource. We had this concept that, money is not your most valuable asset. You can get more money, you can't get more time. But what we've learned is that you can have time and not be able to do anything with it. Because we've all had that evening where you're just like exhausted, laying on the couch, can't really do anything. So you've had time, but no energy. And so to me, that means energy becomes the most valuable resource, because when I'm energized and motivated, I can get more done in a small chunk of time than when I'm exhausted. So energy becomes the resource I protect the most, not just for me, but also for my team members. So the idea behind the energy advantage is, let's figure out what are the things that I need to do? Where are the places that I need to invest my energy to bring the greatest return for that energy? So here's how it works. For the next 2 weeks, and to be fair, I do this roughly every 3 to 6 months. I used to do it every 3 months. I've gotten a lot better about this over the years and doing it more inherently, so I don't do it as much, but it's still really good. So every few months, however often you feel you need to do this, when you start to feel you're getting drained, you're going to take 2 weeks. And what I do is I print off a spreadsheet that has literally just date, activity, start time, end time. And I will track everything I do for 2 weeks straight. Everything from the moment I start working to the moment that I end working, by the minute, not by rounding. And I literally just have it. I carry it with me for 2 weeks straight. And I will log 8 to 8:07, checked Slack for team messages. And then 8:07 to 8:14 did this. 8:14 to 8:26 prepared the team project plan for the week. 8:26 to whatever. And I will log literally every minute, including stuff like, did the dishes at lunch, took the trash out, things like that end up pulling on me throughout the day that maybe don't give me a whole ton of energy, but end up tugging at my time available. At the end of 2 weeks, I have a very long list of all of the things that I am doing in my everyday in the business. Now, I'm going to give you a shortcut for those of you guys who are going, Stephanie, you're insane. There is no way I could do all of that. What I used to do is I used to just pull up a Word document on the computer, and I would literally, every time I did some new task, I would add it to the document. So I ended up with just a single document of just a ton of stuff. I switched doing it because it's really important and helpful for me to understand how much time is being invested in that stuff that I really hate doing. But if that's overwhelming for you, just start with the Word doc or even just a piece of paper on the desk. That's totally okay. So you've got your list. End of 2 weeks is a good time period to get a feel for everything that ends up on your plate. And then you're going to sit down and you're going to rank everything on the list 1 through 4. Ones are things that give you energy and generate revenue. These are the things that you love doing. They juice you TF up. You love it. And they make money. It's amazing. It's an awesome combination. These are the things that you, in an ideal world, would just do this all day long. 2s are the things that juice you up and give you energy, but maybe they don't generate money for you. For me, this is stuff like on my lunch breaks, working on some of the books that I'm writing. But it can also be stuff like meeting with team members, managing my team, which juices me up. Now, does that earn money for me directly? No, it's an indirect money earner, because if I manage the team well, the company makes more money, but it's not necessarily the direct money maker that me sitting in a sales call is going to be, right? So me sitting in a sales call, that's a number one. I love meeting people. I love talking with people, and I darn well love closing deals, which is definitely a direct revenue generator. So those are ones. Twos would be, team management, writing on my books, things that generate energy, but not necessarily revenue directly. Threes are the things that generate revenue, but not necessarily energy. Like, they make money, but maybe you don't love doing them. For me, for example, sending emails to the mailing list. I do them, they generate sales. It's not something that I love doing, but I also spend 18 minutes a week sending emails to the mailing list, so it's not a ton of time. Fours, on the other hand, are things that don't generate any revenue and don't generate energy, or they suck energy. These are the things you avoid doing, you hate doing, they drag you down. Even if they generate energy, you hate doing it. And then your goal is, once you have your list, you have them all ranked, you're going to just pick 1 or 2 3s and 4s to get off your plate over the next few months. Now, the reason we want to keep this small is one of the big things I've learned over the past few years is that small changes are sustainable. If I try and take all the 3s and 4s off my plate, first of all, it's overwhelming and intimidating. And secondly, it's not likely to stick. So I'm going to pick 1 or 2 3s or 4s that are really driving me nuts. I'm going to work to get those off my plate. I'll tell you something, the first thing that I got off my plate was cleaning my own house. It was one of the best things that I ever did. And it freed me up to have energy to recover in my downtime. So I had space in my downtime to focus on just rejuvenating and getting myself re-energized to get back into the work week to deal with the rest of those 3s and 4s that were driving me absolutely nuts. I make my team do this as well. And it's been a game changer to see their brains shifting. Instead of it just being, I have to get work done, it's, okay, I'll get work done, but if I'm finding I really hate something, how can we work to get this off my plate? And it's an incredible difference.